Hi and welcome to another tutorial from Blender site, and this time I will do this triangle shaped wall here, and for my help I will use the tool Patternmaker that I made, and it's really fun that a lot of you already have bought it and love to play with it. But if you don't know what it is, I can just give you a short explanation. So it's different types of categories here you can see, and the first one is the base nodes. If you worked with Substance Designer, then base nodes is similar to atom nodes in Substance Designer, so they are like the building blocks for everything. Then you have deformers to deform everything, of course. You have some examples. You have stuff that is following the shape of the model if you want to have like scratches or dust or something like that that follows the natural way to get these things into your model. Then you can just use the geometry based stuff. A lot of letters to use, different type of noise that also adapt to not the shape in this case when it comes to model, but the shape of your pattern. So it feels where it's bright and where it's dark, and adapt all the noise to the pattern you make. And then we have a lot of finished pattern that you can play with, a lot of parameters, some other stuff like road signs and symbols and so on, but that's more for fun. Okay, so we are going to do this today, and for that we need some triangles, and in base nodes you have the basic shapes, and one of those are the simple cone. So I can just take that out and drag it here. But if I take the UV directly to the factor, then I only get half of this simple cone, because everything is built in, so it's similar to the object mode here. So if I use object, you get everything correct from the beginning. However, I like to play with the UV because I have better control then, I think. And with this, when I use this like this, then I need to have some converter here, so it gets the output like this, which means that it should go from -1 to 1. And we have a range converter here in our base node, so we can just put that in, and as soon as I put that in, everything works. We get it like this. And that is from -1 to 1. Then you can get it from 1 to 0 to 1 if you want. So then you just check that and you get more like a diamond here. You can also use a reverse if you want. So a little bit different things that you can do with this range converter. Okay, so now we have that. And to make this wall we need to have some repetition. And you can do that in two ways with the pattern maker. So you can use the advanced tiling and you can use the simple tiling. We can start with advanced tiling, since it's in the top here. And you can see we get a scale here. So if I put that to 5, for instance, I get 5, and if I put it to 6 here, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. The only thing I should do now is that I have mirrored the white and black triangles here, and here we don't have it like that. It's like offset here a bit. So we need to make an offset that is similar to this, meaning that every second row should be moved half away from, in the X direction here. And to do that, we have this thing down here with X step offset and X and Y offset. This decide which row or which column should be offset. This says what direction should we do on that selected row or column. So in our case, it will be every second row, and a row in the UV coordinates, that's in Y here. So we say every second will be changed. How much? It will be half, so 0.5, and it will be in the X direction. As you can see, it's red here. So that should be like this. And this changes to 0.5, and then we get exactly the same as we get here, except for these shadows here. And that we can simply do flat on. So as soon as I put in flat, you get flat here, and all these shapes also have this flat if you want to use it. And then the simple cone has stuff that you can play with here, so you can change the shape and so on in different ways. So everything I have built has a lot of parameters just to make it more flexible. Okay, so that was the advanced tiling. And the advanced tiling, why do I have that more than I can use these things? But these things also exist in the simple tiling. So the only reason that I can use advanced tiling is that I have a unique ID for each of these. So for each triangle, it's a new ID. Up here, it's an integer that goes from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. But that is sometimes a little bit hard to work with, so I had transformed it as well from 0 to 1 range. That means that the first here is 0 and the last one is 1, and then it's 0 point something between here. But that is good if you want to, let's say, change every color here on these triangles, or you would like to have a triangle here and some other pattern here and so on, that you can control with the ID in that case. But in the simple tiling, which you can use if you don't need the ID, you also have the possibility to move stuff like this. So every second row, and I would like to move it 0.5, and I would like to have, I don't know how many it is, but let's say 6. Then I get it like this, and the offset should be 0.5. So then we have the same thing, but we don't have as much parameters, and we don't have an ID that gets out. So if you just want to do some offsetting, just use simple tile. So in total, I have now used 5 nodes to create this. So it's not more complex than that, and you can do a lot of stuff with this, as I think you can imagine. But we start very easy with this pattern, and then I will show other stuff later on. So hopefully you have learned a little bit how this tool works, and if you like to use it, fine, do it, and then you will see more what you can do later on. And if you don't want to use it, then you can just watch my other hundreds of tutorials, because everything here is basically just Blender stuff. So I can go in this one, press tab, normal nodes used in Blender in each one. So you can do all of these by yourself. You can also change them if you have the product. So everything is just Blender compatible, no extra code, just shader editor. Okay, so I say bye for now and see you later.